Well, good evening, everybody. Here we are at the Ark Encounter, and it's March the 17th, and we are outside the Ark. Now, I'm just going to wait till people get online here. They get their notifications. That's why I do nothing for a couple of minutes, talk gibberish or something like that. So this is one of our special Facebook Lives that we're doing. Actually, we're doing a number a day. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. And the ones today, the science experiments this morning, and the zoo animal encounter this afternoon, and then the presentation at lunchtime with Bodie Hodge were actually really well received. In fact, a lot of people got on those. Okay, it is March the 17th, and we're at the Ark Encounter. And just as we get underway tonight, I'm going to show you, this is going to be sort of a little behind-the-scenes tour and show you something that I'd say probably 99.999% of you have never seen, and you won't see, actually, because we're going to go to a secret room on the top of the Ark. Did you know we had a secret room on top of the Ark? We do. And it is 10 stories up from the ground. Okay, so I know there's a lot of kids that are home. Yeah, somebody said they can hear the train in the background. Yeah, I can see the train over there, freight train going along. And we can hear the train blasting its horn there. So we're here at the Ark Encounter. Okay, before I show you the secret room and show you a couple other behind-the-scenes things, we thought we would do this sort of thing for the next 2 weeks while we are shut down over the coronavirus issue. What's interesting is the governor of Kentucky today shut down all public facilities that have public-facing facilities where people congregate, so we wouldn't be allowed to operate, according to the governor of Kentucky, with the Creation Museum or the Ark right now. So what we're going to do, we ask you to pray for us, by the way, because that's I don't know what's happening to a lot of these small businesses and restaurants, and financially, what do they do? I mean, I know what it's like for us. How do we maintain everything? And we want to look after our staff, and we certainly need help from people, and God's people are helping us. And you can go to the Answers in Genesis donate page to help us, because we want to look after all the families, 500 full-time staff members and hundreds of seasonal and part-time, and we would ask you to go there and help us. So we're going to show you a secret room here. First of all, okay, I have to admit something. I want to admit something. This is a confession for the atheists. The atheists have been claiming for some time now, in fact, ever since we opened, in fact, ever since the Creation Museum opened, in fact, they do this all the time, but they've been claiming nobody comes to the Ark and nobody comes to the Creation Museum. I want to make a confession. They are right. Look, nobody is here. Oh, there's some workmen back there, but nobody is here at the Ark Encounter. For the first time in the history of the Ark Encounter, the atheists are right. Nobody came today. No one. Zero. Now, it is because we're closed because of the coronavirus situation. That's true. But anyway. All right. So we're looking out here. I want to share something. Here's something most people don't know. So as soon as we open back up again, actually, hopefully we open up again sooner than what we are hearing and all the rest of it. But as soon as we open back up again, and hopefully that won't be too long, but we're going to have another exhibit here. Actually, this particular exhibit won't be operational till July. Now, it's a new building that's being built. We are not funding that. If we were funding that right now, we'd shut it down. In fact, any of the building we had going on that we were paying for, or any of the construction, we have shut down right now because we have to look after very carefully all of our people and what is happening there, as you can imagine. But that is a building funded by an outside group who are funding this in a different sort of way. But it's going to be a virtual reality exhibit. So you'll be able to go in there and you'll sit in these special seats. They're the same seats Universal Studios and Disney use and so on. And you'll put on these glasses, sort of like Oculus glasses. And a top company in the world is working on this. You'll be able to go back and meet Noah and be there building the Ark and look around, and you'll feel like you're moving, and it's going to be absolutely stunning, absolutely fantastic. And so that is what is coming, And that's what you see the workmen working on over there. I can't believe how fast they put that block building up. Incredible. And they're working on all of that. And so sometime beginning of July, that'll be open. It'll be like the planetarium. And because it's an outside group we partnered with to do this, there'll be a small upcharge for that, but it's going to be absolutely fantastic. It'll be every bit as good. I can tell you, it'll be every bit as good as any virtual reality exhibit, program, experience. That's what it is, virtual reality experience, anywhere that you will be able to have. So that'll be something fantastic. Now, okay, I'm going to show you a secret room. I hope this works, actually. So, by the way, as we look out here, our landscaping crew are really getting into planting flowers and shrubs, and they put in some new gardens down here, and we're getting things prepared for the influx of visitors. I think what's going to happen is, because we're closed until the governor allows us to reopen, and there'll be, hopefully, just like President Trump said, a couple of weeks. We just have to wait and see. That's our projected time of opening. But once we can do that, this will be buzzing with people. I think people are crawling up the walls now in their homes, so they want to be able to come out and come to the Ark Encounter, come to the Creation Museum. So just to give you that little update on what's happening there. Okay, we're going to take you inside. This is the 4th deck. Now, the Ark only had 3 decks, I know that, but we put a roof deck in here that we want to one day actually develop. And as we do that, I need to come out here first before we go inside. So I want you to look up here. There's the bow end of the Ark, okay? Now, the bow that you see up there is the top of the bow is 10 stories off the ground. Well, we actually have a secret staircase and a secret room. We're going to take you up there. Now, if you look down the other end, you'll see the stern way down the other end. Okay, so now we're going to sneak inside here. All right. And as we come inside here, there's no lights in here. This is the 4th deck, the roof deck, and actually you can look down to and that's not what you're seeing down the other end is actually a wall across, because then you have the stern inside that. So this is a massive structure. All right. So as we go, we're going to show you this secret room. So as we go in here, we're now in the bow end of the Ark, and we have a lot of things stored up here. Now, I'm hoping that this works. If it cuts out, okay, I'm going to give you instruction right now. If we cut out, then what we'll do is we'll restart it, okay, and you have to go back in and notification will go back up. But I'm hoping it won't cut out, but we'll see how we go. So we're going to sneak up the stairs here. See, we thought with so many people now home, locked in their houses, kids home from school, and you can sit down, and we'll do the nighttime ones of these. We might do them even every night at 7 p.m. I thought I'd see how we go tonight. There's a tremendous number of people on tonight. So I think if you really like this, tell me. Tell me if you want another one tomorrow night, and I'll do something special for you tomorrow night, something very different, some behind-the-scenes stuff that normally you wouldn't see. So, okay, so we're going to go up these stairs here. I've got to get our videographer to follow me up the stairs. But, okay, this is going to be in my daily exercise, all right? So I'm walking up these stairs. Here we go. All right, there's one flight. Okay. Now we walk up the next flight. Here we go. Now our camera person has to run up the stairs behind me. Okay. We're walking up into the bow. I'm sure all the kids that have been here to the Ark would love to see this. I know you'd love to come up here, but this is not a place the public can come, but I can sneak up here and take you up here. All right. I'm starting to puff now. Okay, I'm going up the next flight. And I'm hoping that our signal stays okay. We're going up the next flight. Okay, people are saying, yes, please do more. Okay, here we are. That's my exercise. We are in the bow. So when you come to the Ark and you see that big bow that's way off the ground, this is what it looks like up inside it. So I'm way up inside the bow. There we are. Somebody said to me, I'm in good shape. I walked way up there. God, I hope I'm in good shape. All right. Now I'm going to show you some other things tonight too. Okay, now we've got to walk down. Walking down is a little easier. But there's all sorts of contraptions up here to do with, you know, fire control and all of that sort of stuff. All right. So, we have over 1,000 people watching right now. Isn't that fantastic? All right, if you love these behind-the-scenes tours, tell me and we'll do more. For the next 2 weeks particularly, we're doing a lot of Facebook Lives, science experiments for kids in the morning at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. 12 o'clock, a special presentation from Legacy Hall by one of our speakers. 3 o'clock, one of our talented zoo staff will have an animal encounter for you. We have one this afternoon. And then, if you really like these, 7 p.m. at night, we'll do a behind-the-scenes tour and show you some things you normally don't get to see. All right, so we are back down again. Okay, so now let's take you to another part of up here on the roof deck that you normally don't get to see. In fact, we can walk down here a little bit. You see how massive this roof deck is up here. And we would love to develop it one day. But, you know, like the Israelites conquering the Promised Land, it'll be, you know, basically just one step at a time. Little by little. That's what the scripture says. Okay, so what we're going to do... Oh, let me show you something else over here. This is interesting. For those that have never seen this, you know, the Ark is anchored to 3 towers. That's why when people say to me, will your Ark float? The answer is no, because it's got 3 big holes in the back of it. Because it's anchored to 3 towers. Now, it is built according to, you know, as a timber frame structure, and it's built after the, you know, big wooden ships and so on. But I'm going to sneak in this door here. So this is one of the towers, just to show you. So these are the exit stairs that go all the way down. There are 4 sets of these exit stairs. They're like stadium stairs. And just think, we had to build these towers and 4 sets of these big exit stairs in the towers. And of course the towers house the restrooms as well. But these are for fire escape and if we have to evacuate the building. And in fact, because of the size of this building and also the number of stairs we are actually permitted to have 10,000 people at one time in the Ark. Okay, so somebody said we're starting to cut out, but they said we lost you for a moment. We're back. All right. Okay, so let's go back out here. So this is on one of the towers, and you can see the rest of the towers going out here between us, but I want you to have a look at some of the new zoo expansion that will be opening. This will be opening, well, a lot of it's opened right now, but other parts of it will be opening over the next couple of months too. The building you see under construction down there is for the lemurs. They're going to go in there. In fact, they're going to have a better house, I think, than I've got because they're really looking after these lemurs. And the building in the middle there is for the sloths. Tell you what we'll do. We'll come down and do a sloth encounter one of these afternoons. next week. Next week we're going to do a sloth encounter. I can see the kangaroos jumping around. See the kangaroos down there? You can see there's quite a lot of kangaroos out right now. It's dusk, so they're out eating the grass. The zoo goes around to my left and way down further, of course. And round to the left there is Rainbow Gardens. But we're adding more and more things to the zoo, and we'll be adding some special birds in there as well, but all that is sort of coming. Oh, I can see the ostriches. They're not running around, but they're down there. You can see two of the ostriches. So there we are. I thought you'd enjoy seeing that. We're out on one of the areas. This is all to do with the air conditioning, and these aren't the big air conditioning units. These are just some of the smaller units for the airflow. I don't understand how it all works, but that's good that I don't understand. Then I don't have to fix it if something goes wrong. But this is only just a tiny fraction of the air conditioning system for the entire Ark. So let's go back out to sort of where we started. This is actually, you can see that the elevator's here. Now, when you're at the Ark, you can only come up to the third deck and down on the two elevators. This end, there's another elevator at the other end. And to get up to the fourth deck here, we have security cards because this is not open to the public. It's not being permitted for the public to be up here. It's not finished. Actually, I'll show you behind the curtains over here. There's actually spaces for windows, and all the way down the side of the Ark, you can see they're sort of cut out ready here. There's one example right there. You can see another one right there. So eventually, when this space is developed for the public, there'll be windows all the way down the side here, air conditioning. You'll be able to walk out where I was out before and look out there. And someone asked if they're koalas. No, we don't have koalas. It says it's an amazing structure. A square foot of the whole thing. You know, like, let me see, the square footage, including the towers, I think it's, if I remember, like 250,000 square feet. And I'll tell you what, we'll give you a look outside. One more quick look outside in a second, because I want to show you something else that I missed before. And before we do that, just to remind you all, so Facebook Live programs for at least the next 2 weeks, and while the museum and the Ark are closed to the public, which we have to do, we're forced to do. So 10 a.m. each day, special science experiment from our lab with one of our teachers, and they have got all sorts of wonderful things prepared. I know today they're blowing up things and had foam going everywhere. And then we're doing, then at 12 o'clock, one of our speakers in Legacy Hall, 3 o'clock, an animal encounter, and then 7 o'clock at night, seeing as we've had a great response tonight and people seem to want this, then we will do a special behind-the-scenes tour. I might show you, and you know what we might do tomorrow night? I'll have to talk to somebody, see if we can do this. Our planetarium, the seats have just arrived. We can show you the massive laser projectors. They are extraordinary. It'll blow your mind. Anyway, we'll see if we can do that tomorrow night. If not, we'll do something really special. I want to mention to you, we're going to do this too. While the Ark and the museum are closed to the public, we have a special deal. If you go to the online store of answersandgenesis.org, go to our store there, just remember this code, Matthew 6, okay, Matthew 6, and that code will get you a 20% off anything. Anything you order and you use that code, you will get 20% off. Matthew 6. And so, all right. I want to mention to you that, before we go back outside again to look at something else, Journey Through the Ark Encounter, this is our coffee table book that has all the colour pictures of a walk through the entire Ark, and that is very, very popular. And then we have this one, which you'll be interested in, the building of the Ark Encounter. And we actually have a video that goes with that, the building of the Ark Encounter. And then we have all the signs in the Ark. We have in a book, and that's all the signs here. Flood of evidence. My son-in-law and I, Bodie Hodge and I, did this. the most asked questions about the flood. We go through there and the most asked questions that are answered. And you see all the questions that are listed there. We go through all the most asked questions answered. And then this one's great for little kids to lead them to Christ. It's all about doors. It's a rhyme book that I did. And they go in there and they can open up the doors, see, as they read the rhyme. And, of course, we come through and we're telling them that, you know, there's a special door and Jesus is the door and there's the door to the tomb. And we go all the way through. And then, of course, they learn about the gospel message very clearly. So that's great for young children. And then we have some videos to watch while you're stuck at home, thinking outside the box, and all the research that went into the building of the Ark. And then this one actually shows you the building of the Ark. These are the two movies that we show at the Ark on the second deck and the third deck, and people love them, very powerful. And then this one here, how they built all the Ark Encounter exhibits. And so again, 20% off if you use the code Matthew 6 now while the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum are closed to the public. But one of the things we're doing is that we are doing lots of things while this is closed to the public, and we're getting things ready for the onslaught when we believe people are going to be ready to get out of their homes. So let's go outside one more time here. And remember, when I walked up the stairs before, have a look up there. That's where we went. Look at that. We went all the way up into that bow. What a beautiful blue sky today. What a beautiful day. Such a shame people couldn't come today. It's such a beautiful day. But you know what? The Lord is in control. God is sovereign. And so maybe, because we're now doing some different things, like all these Facebook Lives and the special ones during the day, maybe it'll impact lives out there we wouldn't been able to impact before. So I want to show you, we have some special buildings right over here beside the Answer Centre that are basically, they're sort of temporary buildings, but they're for offices for some of our staff down here. And again, you can see where they're building the VR building. That is going to be such an incredible experience. Phenomenal. I tell you, it'll be as good as what you see in Disney. Actually, it'll be the closest you come to sort of a ride at the Ark. You know, we don't have, you know, all the rides that are just fun things just to have fun, like roller coasters and so on. But these are incredible exhibits that we have, teaching exhibits, and it's very experiential, but it's also meant to teach us something. And this VR experience, you'll sit in the seat, you'll feel like you're moving. They have what's called haptics, and it's the same sort of thing, same seats. In fact, the same company that supplies them for the big attractions in America, supplying the seats. And a top company in the world is working on the VR experience. It will be mind-blowing. It'll be top. Like, did I tell you about? I told you about that before, didn't I? Well, we're excited. We're excited. This is coming. It'll be coming sometime this summer, and once we're closer to opening again, and so we'll be able to give you more details about all that sort of thing. And you can see the beautiful family playground over there as well. That's a beautiful playgrounds in the top 6 playgrounds, family playgrounds in America. We also have now, this is new, they'll be here as soon as people are able to come back, our funnel cakes, and come in and get funnel cakes down here. And I'll let you in a little secret. This whole area here we call West Village right now, or Village Market. We're actually going to be building a big Noah's House exhibit there. Probably building it next year, maybe, and then opening in 2022 perhaps. But I don't want to be held to any dates because, you know, things change all the time, and sometimes you get viruses that cause problems and all that sort of thing. But there we are on a beautiful evening here in northern Kentucky. And you can tell we're just coming into spring. I just see some of the leaves starting to come out on the trees out there. And this will just blossom incredibly. In fact, I would say by the time we reopen, you give this another couple of weeks, you will find this starting to burst forth into blossoms. And it's going to look absolutely gorgeous. You can see back there a 2,500 seat answer center, a conference center. that we have back there. And I can see the greenhouses. You wouldn't be able to see those from here, but we have a horticultural centre down there as well. Well, I tell you what, seeing as you've been such a great audience and people have stayed with us, lots of people, and a lot of people have said they want more of these behind-the-scenes tours, we will give you one tomorrow night. How about that? Same time, 7 o'clock. Not sure what it'll be, but maybe the new planetarium, the laser projectors are bigger than I am. You wait till you see them. Blow your mind. Okay, everyone, you have a great night, and please keep praying for us. And go to the Answers in Genesis website and look on our donate page. I actually have an article on the front. If you want to hear about our perspective on the coronavirus and what's happening at Answers in Genesis, go to the front page of the Answers in Genesis website. You'll see a personal letter from me. I encourage you to read it, and I also encourage those that can to help us. You know, if 100,000 people helped us with only, $10 each, there's $1 million. You can imagine, to try to maintain all that we do here without any income from the attractions, we need you praying for us, and pray for our staff, because we want to look after our staff and protect them. And so appreciate your prayers, appreciate all you can do. Okay, with that, have a great night. See you again tomorrow night, and get your kids ready for 10 o'clock in the morning. More science experiments.